live at the ballpark at Harbor Yard. This is a special Nutmeg Sports on the HAN Network FCX Championship on the start of Memorial Day weekend. I know I'm feeling the holiday. Standing alongside Kevin Coleman, what a day we have got as the sun has started to shine down as well. It is baseball weather here in Bridgeport.
It's baseball weather, but can we just talk about your attire right now? I mean, what's going on up here?
Happy Memorial Day. It is the start of summer. We've also got the Hot Dog Challenge starting today. We're going to be talking about it a little bit over the next 40 days, covering it here on the HAN Network. This year, we are doing it for leader dogs in support of blind deaf people. Now, it's a great cause. Our goal is to raise over $2,000. I see you've got a hot dog right there. What do you say we crack into these guys right now? Your first dog of the summer, Kev. We're happy to.
This might fly away.
Happy to have you along there. First
thank you.
one. Let's
Cheers.
go.
Okay. I have to say, Frank, I've not had a hot dog in a long time. Thank you. And you know, you talked me into getting relish. I've never had relish on a hot dog.
Big relish guy, and you're really going to hate that I'm an onions guy too as we continue to talk through the rest of this show. Kev, we've got a lot going on. One more champion to crown this week. We had the FCX Championship in boys lacrosse last night. I mean, the weather at the start of this week really had a bleak outlook towards the end of it, but we're standing here now. The sun is shining down, and it has been a lot of fun. Maybe not as competitive as we would have liked, specifically last night in boys lacrosse.
And it just comes to show how strong of a lacrosse program Darien Blue Wave had. I mean, you got to give a lot of credit to the girls' side. What a great season they had, but the boys' side just as dominant, and you saw it last night. How about Logan McGovern? My goodness, 6 goals, 4 of them coming in that first half. What a dominant performance by Logan.
He was so good, and Arden Cohen was named the tournament MVP. I wanted to get your thoughts on that one, Kev. I was down on the field level there when they announced that. We didn't get to talk about it too much. I thought Arden played phenomenally all tournament long. He was tasked with guarding Greg Gatto last night, kept him in check, but really you could have given that MVP to any player on the defensive front for Darien. They only allowed 7 goals over their 3 tournament games.
It's amazing how many, that defense. And you're right, you could give that award to a lot of people in that roster, and I think Arden Cohen rightfully deserves that award because, he went up against some really great lacrosse players and shut them down. You talked about Greg Gatto yesterday for the Richfield Tigers. This guy coming in was playing red hot for the Tigers coming in, and he shut him down. And, Gatto only had 1 goal. They led the Tigers to only 4 goals. You talk about the semifinals, Wilton only scored 3, and the quarterfinals, Ludlow, they shut him out.
It was such an impressive performance. Let's look at the highlights from last night's win, and we'll talk more about the impressive streak of 50 straight wins after that. To watch for the Darien offense is number 12. Kevin Lindley, but it's Logan McGovern sprinting around the cage. He picks up his 6th goal in the last 2 games. And here's Muller off the restart. Trying to shake free to the front of the net. Broke loose, and he finishes the shot up tight. Beats Cornell, and we're tied at 1.
What a great move inside.
Save made there by Parson.
Great save by Parson.
McGovern with it, tiptoe in the crease, and he gets the wrap around to go. It's 3-1.
And again, that's another typical Logan McGovern goal.
Ball momentarily was Minikis, and Mays back on it. Pass to the far side. McGovern down low. He's got a hat trick with 6:41 to go in the first.
Right, you know what? I think that's what we saw, although they didn't come up with the result that they wanted. That's a great goal by the Richfield Tigers.
As a skip pass to the backside finds Thomas Soley. Tigers are back on the board. They strike first in the second, just 39 seconds in. Best 2 games so far at Brian McManus. Gatto with time and space, just too strong as it deflects in off the stick of Cornell, and it's back to a 4-goal game. As Lindley trying to free himself up for a shot. Quickly down low, McGovern snuck behind the defense. He is unstoppable, Kevin. 6 goals with 7:56 to go.
Well, how about the pass from Lindley, Vince?
McGovern creeping towards the left side of the net. Pass to the back door of Mays. Everyone watching number 4. 18 can walk in all alone. The young man can pass too. Rarely do they throw that errant pass. Rarely do they make the wrong decision or force a pass into an area that leads off the other way. As Finley Collins, so you're fancy, huh? No one behind the back? Why not? HAN Network, we have the FCX Championship in baseball as Minikis skips one up over the left shoulder of Parson.
Brian Minikis finally getting involved. Their excitement. And last night got to see a couple Wilton Warriors who were pumped up.
It's Henry Feifel, a big blast here. Going upstairs over the top of McGrath. And now we saw the Gatorade bucket getting dumped there. The clock strikes 0. The Darien Blue Wave still kings of the conference. A 20-4 victory over the number 3 Ridgefield Tigers. We were talking with John Kovac earlier in the day, trying to find out through the records if that was the most lopsided score we've seen in an FCIAC championship. We couldn't go back far enough to really be sure of it, but regardless if there was a score that was 18 or 19, you have not seen a performance like that in a championship game in a long time.
That speaks volumes to Coach Braemar, what he's done for this Darien lacrosse program. It's just so much fun to watch. And even when they are up by a lot, it's still a lot of fun to watch how much speed they have on the offense, just how fast they fly during transition. How about Finley Collins, a nice little flick goal, a little fancy do there for Finley Collins. Yeah, it was nice.
Listen, it's their 50th straight win in a row, and Laxworm on Twitter had a great tweet saying, winning 50 games is impressive. Winning 50 games straight when you play in the FCIAC, that's unheard of. That's ridiculous, and it is. And it's crazy to think about how easy this team is making it look year in and year out with a whole different crop of players stepping up and filling these voids. You're going to lose Kevin Lindley next year, who's now got over 80 goals this season. Logan McGovern might hit 100 with the way he's playing right now.
Well, it speaks volumes to the senior class. I mean, they haven't lost a game, Frank. How impressive is that? I mean, it's, again, you got to tip your cap to the seniors. What a way to end your FCIAC career by bringing home another championship. And now they have another thing on their minds as a state championship. So, again, you're going to get a chance to see Darien be dominant a little while longer and see if they can bring home that state title.
They could potentially see an FCIAC opponent in round 1. They'll face the winner of the Fairfield-Ludlow-Simsbury playdown game. Should they advance past the Falcons or Simsbury in the second round, another FCIAC opponent will be waiting for them. Greenwich and Staples is the 8-9 matchup. We will have that game live next Wednesday on May 31st. We're excited to see both those teams in action. That's at Cardinal Stadium at 4:30 on Wednesday. Should be a really good one. Jack Fida, another who's playing at the top of his game right now. But I just, based on everything we saw yesterday, Kevin, I don't know there's a team in the state that's going to be able to hang with the Blue Wave.
I don't think so either. I am intrigued by that Greenwich-Staples matchup, though. I think that's going to be a really cool matchup to watch. Both sides pretty equal if you think about it. These are two teams that will go neck and neck throughout the game, I believe. But if Darien reaches that next round and gets the winner of that game, I think they'll give them a run for their money. But just like we saw with Richfield yesterday, Richfield was playing tight with them for the first half, and then once you come out in that second half, Darien, I would love to know what Jeff Braemar says at halftime, because whatever he says works, because they really put the pedal to the metal once it comes to the second half.
Second game in a row, they outscored their opponent 7-0 in the third quarter. So another year where Darien is king and queen in the Lax world. The girls just won their 6th consecutive FCIAC championship. It is a good time to be a part of the Darien lacrosse program. Kev, we're going to take a break. I want you to be able to finish that hot dog in peace. We've got perfect weather. Let's switch over. Focus on the baseball games at hand. We've got the championship coming up tonight at 7 o'clock right here at Harbor Yard on the HAN Network.
Part of banking well is doing good. That's why, with the support of local community partners, Bankwell has launched the Bankwell Pet Adoption Project to boost awareness about the hundreds of animals in local shelters that need a home. And when you donate to the cause using the Bankwell self-service coin machines, we'll match your donation. For details, visit mybankwell.com/pleaseadoptme. Bank smart, bank local, bank well.
Have a sports injury or a slip and fall that needs immediate care? Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care gives you direct access to an orthopedic specialist fast, without an appointment. Biking, golf, tennis, soccer, whatever the sports injury is, sprain or fracture, Coastal Ortho Express can help. Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care open Monday through Saturday, now at 3 locations: 131 Kings Highway North in Westport, the iPark building at 761 Main Avenue, Norwalk, and 36 Old Kings Highway South in Darien. Or go to coastalorthoexpress.com, like them on Facebook.
At the Milford Bank, we offer an extensive selection of lending products and services to meet virtually any need. Submit your application online in our Mortgage Web Center. Start to finish, you can apply for a loan in as little as 10 minutes Our knowledgeable and helpful staff are available to meet with you at your convenience. To learn more about what we can do for you, stop by one of our Milford Bank offices or visit us at milfordbank.com. The Milford Bank, always there. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
When it comes to considering the outside of your home, just imagine the possibilities. Whether your dream is a stunning freeform pool or a tranquil, secluded garden, the team of professionals at Stonebridge Associates will make it a reality. We offer unparalleled landscape design and construction, masonry development, pools, spas, and water features, as well as landscape and garden maintenance. No other firm can offer the same level of creativity, quality, and personal attention. Discover the possibilities at stonebridgeassociates.net or call 203-544-8376 today.
Pizza to satisfy even the most demanding critics. Tuesday Pazza Pizza.
At InSports Trumbull, the game is always on inside. Sign-ups are now open for one of our most popular programs, the New England 80 Elite Lacrosse Division I and Division III Showcases. With D1 and D3 coaches in attendance, players will receive a 60-minute webinar with Director of Recruiting Hans Hansen, a custom NE80 penny, custom shorts, and a video of all games. Last year's event sold out quickly, so sign up now for the next showcase coming in January 2018. Like and follow us on Facebook.
If you're watching this broadcast, you're not alone. The HAN network is available for 200,000 Connecticut cable customers on the Frontier network, and we've also reached more than 2 million viewers on our free live streaming sports, news, and entertainment broadcasts. To reach our rapidly growing audience, contact Advertising Director Jessica Murrin at 203-273-7312 or email jessica@han.network.
We are back at the ballpark at Harbor Yard on the HAN network. Frank Granito and Kevin Coleman. You've got one dog in your system. You think you got one more in you for later on?
I think I can get one more before game time. I think so.
We got plenty left as we're getting set now for the FCIAC Championship in baseball. It's going to be Wilton and Ridgefield, the Route 7 rivalry renewed, Kevin. And from what we're hearing from athletic directors, some of the players, Harbor Yard is going to be packed tonight.
And I think for what we saw in the winter for the FCIAC final, if we get anything like we saw on that night, boy, we're going to have a fun night here. It's going to be a loud crowd here at Harbor Yard, and it's going to make for a cool scene here. I think these players are going to enjoy it, and I think the coaches are going to enjoy it, the towns are going to enjoy it, communities come together for a great game like this. They couldn't ask for a better way to end the spring season for baseball if you're going to get Ridgefield-Wilton.
Both teams really get to the championship game in polar opposite ways. Wilton, a huge win over the defending conference champion Darien Blue Wave. They were up 8-0 after the first inning as they just ran Jake Geddes out of the game. The young man only lasting 2/3 of an inning. Ridgefield relying heavily on the pitching of Alex Price as they have so many times this season. They held on for a 3-2 win over the defending runner-up, the Trumbull Eagles. If you had to give an advantage one way or the other right now, Kevin, is there a side you're leaning towards?
It's a tough question because Wilton right now with the bats they're swinging are red hot, and I think the pitching right now for Ridgefield's red hot. So you kind of run into the in-between, but right now I like how Wilton's playing. The hitting is coming alive right now when they need to the most. And I think Wilton right now, if they can get out to the hot start that they got out against Darien in the semifinals, there's a great chance they're going to win today.
Let's take a look at the Wilton-Darien highlights as the Warriors came out on top 12-3 to advance to their first championship since 2015. It's so cool with the sound off behind it as this one is poked out to right field. Batson can't control it cleanly. Shremke's going to score easily. It's an RBI single, and the Warriors have the lead. As this one is a hot shot towards Brown. He's going to come home with it. The throw is down low, and O'Malley can't control it. Rounding third and heading to the plate, scoring standing up, is Lefrieri. It's an error on the first baseman, 2-run score, and it is a 3-0 Tribe lead. That's a grounder towards the middle. Williams can't stab at that one. It's into the outfield. Being rounded towards home is Phillips. Jordan's going to come up throwing, and it's offline, and it runs to the backstop. Judson takes a turn at second. He's off to third. Put another quarter in the merry-go-round as everything is working for Wilton. Pitch from Getty's in there, and it's lined back up the middle. Lands in right center. Shermecki rounding third. He will score. Being held at third is Cahal. It's another RBI single for Lifrieri. The lead is 8-0. Runners off bases. This one is out towards right field, tailing off. As Shermecki coming over, he makes the catch with room. It's deep enough that it is going to score Fox, but how about the throw from Shermecki?
My goodness. Well, how about the catch? There's a lot of room out there out in right field in that foul territory near the bullpen.
This one is roped out to left field. Is it fair? Yes, and it's going to roll all the way to the wall. Donato will score. Conley heading for second. He will stay there with a stand-up double as the Tribe gets one back. Keeping an eye on Cahal is Jordan. This pitch is a line drive. It's off the glove of Marin and into left field. Cahal heading for third. He's being wound towards home. We'll see if Williams can get a cutoff throw there. It's to the plate and misses. To send the Warriors to the FCAC championship. The pitch in there, strike three, and Wilton will play for the title on Friday night. They knock off the defending champions by a final of 12-3. So the Warriors now, after having not won a championship since 1995, could potentially be winning 2 in 3 years, Kevin. On the other side, Ridgefield, this is foreign ground to them. First championship game since 2000. They have only won 1 in program history. They are looking to become just the 3rd school to win the FCAC basketball title and baseball title in the same year. They would be the 1st school to win basketball, hockey, and baseball in the same season.
It's the year of the Tiger, like athletic director Dane Street said. It's an amazing year that Ridgefield's having, a year that they haven't had in some time. And you talk about that basketball season, that hockey season, phenomenal for the Ridgefield Tigers. Now this baseball run, this is very exciting for the town of Ridgefield. And not only that, but you get to play your rival. I think it's really cool that you're going to get a chance to get a crack at Wilton, who I'd say right now is very comfortable today. I think Ridgefield, the only thing I'd worry about is the nerves that come into this game, knowing that they haven't been in a title game like this in baseball in a while. Wilton, some of these guys have been here. Look at Drew Connolly. He's got the experience. He's Billy Black. He's pitching today. He's got the experience. So Ridgefield, the only thing I'm concerned about is the pregame nerves.
Let's take a look at the Tigers' 3-2 win over Trumbull in the semifinals. For the shortstop, as he hits one out towards center field. Thrasher coming in, going out to make the play was Motil. He couldn't get there. The first run will cross the plate, as it is an RBI single. 1-2 to Sosai. Lined out to left field. Diving to his left to make the play is Macchia.
What a catch out in left field. Saves the Ridgefield Tigers, and now it's still only 1-0. What a catch.
The Eagles get one across the board, but Macchia keeps it from being much more. Pitch to Columbia. Roped out to the left center gap. That ball's going to get down. We are tied at 1. Hanna heading towards third. They look over to second. Do they get it in time? No, safe. It's an RBI double. Runners on second and third, and Farrow now in a bit of trouble. I'll tell you, 3-1, the squeeze is probably off. Tell you what, at 3-1, the squeeze is probably on. As they get the out at first with Thrasher, the squeeze works though.
Great call.
Not the tallest goaltender right now.
As this one skips by, Brugman heading in to score from third is low, and now it is a 3-1 lead in the bottom of the 5th.
For baseball, say if Friday does not work out.
As Sosai turns on one to left center field. Over is Thrasher to make the catch.
How about the running catch by Thrasher?
Ruchalski scores. Sosai can't believe it. He's standing on second thinking he's got himself an easy double. That ball just got stuck up in the wind. Another ball down in the dirt, heading for third. The throw is on the money. Last 5, they could be on the outside looking in. The pitch is popped over towards third. Fielding and firing to first. The Tigers are heading back to Harbor Yard Friday night. We've got a Wilton Richfield FCX championship. The expected pitching matchup for tonight is Billy Black for the Warriors and Colin Lowe for the Tigers. You talked about the Wilton Bats having a little bit of an advantage in this game, Kevin. Do you lean towards Billy Black after the successful season, or are you concerned at all after a slow start there in the 7th inning of the semifinals?
That concerns me, that slow start. And Colin Lowe had a little bit of a slow start too, but did a nice job of closing the door on Trumbull in what was a nail-biting game, that semifinal against Trumbull Eagles. It's going to be a great matchup. The question is, these bullpen sessions, they're not used to that, and I think maybe that's why they got off to that little bit of a slow start. They're used to going through that routine of being a starting pitcher, having that bullpen session, getting warmed up as a starting pitcher. So the question is, which pitcher is going to be dominant first? And right now, I think these two are going to be dominant today. They know what's at stake. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. Both pitchers are capable of really silencing bats, so I think it's going to be low-scoring. I think we're going to see maybe a 1-0, 2-1 type of score.
1-0 was the score 2 years ago when Wilton won the championship. JT Morin pitched all 8 innings in that win. Talking with Coach Tim Egan of the Warriors before the semifinals, he talked about the similarities between 2015 and this year, and I said it's got to feel good having a player like Billy Black, who really has reminded you a lot of JT Morin this season. First pitch is set for 7 o'clock. We will be on the air with Allison Gaskins at 6:30. Kevin and I are going to step aside one more time. We'll go to Twitter now, take some of your questions. I've also got some questions I'd like to throw your way, Kev, on what has been a tremendous 2016-2017 FCAC year.
Want a new experience in car buying? Scap Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram with one of the largest inventories of new 2- and 4-door Wranglers. We are Connecticut's Wrangler headquarters. Come visit our new Ram Truck Center. Browse our websites, scapchryslerjeep.com or scapdodge.net to find the new Jeep, Chrysler Dodge car, minivan, or Ram truck you've been looking for. Just 2 miles from both I-95 or the Merritt Parkway exit 44. Save thousands right now during the Drive and Discover event. Now through May 31st.
At Budget Blinds, we're in business to frame the light, the day, and the night. So we give you an exclusive combination of high style, expert service, our no surprises pricing, and our no questions asked warranty. We believe that everyone, at every budget, deserves style and service. Isn't that a beautiful place to be?
You don't have to go far for authentic Neapolitan cuisine and renowned wood-fire pizza. Pizzeria Loretano of Bethel is a contemporary Italian bistro, specializing in authentic wood-fired brick-oven pizza Napolitana. Pizzeria Loretano was named one of America's top 1,000 Italian restaurants in 2008 by Zagat, and recommended by Jane and Michael Stern on National Public Radio's Splendid Table. Located close to the Bethel Cinema, we focus on quality, and our food is always made to order. Join us for live jazz Sundays from 6 to 8. Find our schedule, menu, and more at pizzerialoretano.com, and like us on Facebook.
The new fishing season is fast approaching, so it's time to head over to the dock shop and get your gear in order. We're now offering bait in both Darien and our Westport location. The dock shop can service and repair your rods and reels, spool up new line, and fill any empty space you might have in your tackle box. Whether you're a fisherman, boater, or beach bum, the dock shop is a unique place to shop. The Dock Shop, 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, 609 Riverside Avenue, Westport, dockshop.com.
Spring has sprung at Walter Stewart's Market, and we're celebrating the new season with fresh takes on spring. From the finest produce around to guaranteed fresh seafood delivered daily by the best local supplier. Not only are we your time-saving one-stop shop for everything you need this season, our personable team is always ready with a helping hand. Shop Stewart's for the best of spring. Find us at 229 Elm Street, New Canaan, or shop online at stewartsmarket.com.
La France de Charles Trenet, c'est la France de tous les Français.
I can't believe it.
Well, Dad, you did it. You sold 160 cars. Ready to go back upstairs now?
I think it's time. I wonder how the boys are making out in their new office. Not what I had in mind, Kyle. What, Dad?
Maybe we should retire. Right now, lease a 2017 Rogue S for only $139 a month. Isn't it time you got Millerized?
I'm John Kovach. I'm a newspaper editor. I'm a high school football coach. I'm a television presenter. And I want you to love fishing as much as I do. Tune in to Yankee Fisherman, Thursdays at 1 on the HAN network. It's like going to the tackle shop without leaving your office.
Back at the ballpark at Harbor Yard, Frank Granito and Kevin Coleman. I do want to take a second and let Coach Roberson know I intend to eat over 20 hot dogs the next 3 days. I cannot wait to see you and the boys down in D.C. Congratulations, Ryan Morrison, Master Michael Lamos, and attorney at law Ryan Morrison now as they've finished their secondary degrees. Kev, I do have a question for you. We talked a little bit about it the other day. Best team this season to not win a championship, where does your mind go to?
Ooh, I think it's got to go to the Trumbull Eagles basketball team. You talk about that great record they had during the regular season. It was a tough playoffs, and once the playoffs start, I understand it's a brand new season, but this was a dominant team. I thought J.J. Foe, an excellent basketball player, Johnny McElroy, another great basketball player, Jack Lynch, Danny Racholski, a great senior class. I would have thought that this was a dominant team in the regular season. I thought they were going to really roll in the playoffs. So disappointing that they didn't make it to the FCIAC final and take it home. So that would be my pick.
And it's interesting you go with Trumbull over the Wilton Warriors, who played in that finals.
Well, listen, the Wilton Warriors deserve to be there, I think. They were the best team in the playoffs. And, you talk about that FCIAC final game, and we can go on for hours about who should have won that game because it really was back and forth, double overtime thriller. It was so back and forth. I think Wilton deserved to win that game as well, but Richfield came on top.
I like the answer a lot of Trumbull. I do think they were one of the most talented teams, and you also factor in the regular season championship. I agree it's a good answer. They are. For me, I go with the Brian McMahon volleyball team. I thought those girls were one of the most talented teams. At the end of the year, they ran into a bit of a rough patch. It put them in a bad spot for the semifinals. They're in that 4 seed there. It's tough, but when you think about Meredith Pellegrino, Testes Yeager, Taylor Morton, that was a team started so hot, so much fun to watch, and I think they kind of missed out on what could have been a big championship for that school.
Yeah, considering they had Meredith Pellegrino, and they're going to miss her next year. But they get Taylor Morton back, so that's a big key for Brian McMahon next year in volleyball. I think they're still going to be a force. And that's a good answer. Listen, there are some other answers besides Trumbull and Brian McMahon that we can all agree on, but I think that's a good pick for volleyball because they were definitely a powerhouse, especially come the fall time.
Where would you rank the Fairfield-Ludlow cheerleading squad on that list?
Good question. Where would you rank them?
I think they should really be up there too when you appreciate they miss out on the championship due to degree of difficulty in their routine. They went on the lighter side, and Danbury's degree of difficulty ultimately is what pole vaults them into the number 1 spot. So I think they were as talented a team as we've seen. They could have potentially been the 3-time conference champion, but they're another one of those teams up there now when you think about it.
You're right. Coming into that competition, they were the team that really everyone thought, oh, they're going to bring the title home again. How about Danbury, though? Came out and they weren't messing around. Norwalk also had a great performance as well. They earned themselves in the top 4. So at Ludlow, it was disappointing, but they still get in the top 4. But Danbury, what a great day that was for them.
Norwalk gets in the top 4. They also win the co-ed division, which was a big, big step for the Bears. Best overall athlete, and let me rephrase that. The senior athlete who has had the best season. All around, most success has been the best through all 3 seasons.
That is a really great question. Oof.
Because for me on the male side, I think when you look at all 3 seasons, even though he doesn't have a big winter sport, I'm probably going to go with Finley Collins from Darien.
Okay, Finley Collins is a good one. What about Connor Langen? Connor Langen was great in baseball, great in football, obviously as the quarterback at Greenwich. I mean, we could pick Caroline Colonel, but she's only a junior.
That's true, and I think Caroline has been one of the best junior athletes we have seen. It's just for me and I agree, Connor Langen has succeeded in all assets of the sports he's competed in. But for me, I think the championships do carry a lot of weight.
Right.
And, I'm looking over at my director, Eric, and all I can think of is Brady doesn't have the numbers, but he's got the rings. I'm not going to argue against it.
How about this? And I know it may be still a sore subject for him, but what about Drew Connolly? I mean, he earned himself a great season in basketball for the Wilton Warriors. Now he gets a chance of redemption tonight for the baseball team here against Richfield.
I think it goes a long way for Drew if he can come out and put himself on top. Chris Longo of Ridgefield is another guy to think about when you think of the impact he had in football for the Tigers in their state championship run, despite falling just short, and with the basketball team as well. Another guy out of New Canaan, Ryan O'Connell, maybe Drew Morris too when you think about the hockey season. And there are so many of and they're going to be a little upset with this. There's so many of the track, cross country.
Right.
Morgan McCormick.
Morgan McCormick, another one for Wilton. She was excellent. I mean, she was so dominant.
Bridget Chiravali from Danbury was so good as well. All the track athletes have been so successful, but I find myself leaning Finley Collins, especially after the performance last night in the FCX Championship for lacrosse. I think he's a name that really just stands out to me and has that impact.
Well, of course, you can't forget that interception he had to seal that victory for Darien in the Turkey Bowl on Thanksgiving. I mean, Finley Collins has had a great 4 years at Darien. That's a name that is going to remember at Darien. But I think, how about the senior class overall at Richfield? I mean, they've made a huge impact, and we've talked about it for a lot of weeks now about how dominant this senior class is at RHS.
I stand by if Ridgefield wins baseball tonight. This is the best class in Ridgefield High School history. Last question for you here before we go to break. Game of the year, is it still the FCX Championship in basketball for you?
100%. That was by far one of the best nights. But you know what? The Turkey Bowl was excellent as well. We got so lucky with the Turkey Bowl and these 2 FCX finals. So how about this? Can we get another great game tonight with Richfield and Wilton? Bring it. Come on. I want to see it.
Would only be fitting for the FCX season to end with a great one, and it is perfect that we have got another rivalry. The Route 7 battle will reignite tonight at 7 p.m. First pitch is right here on the HA Network. Kevin and I are joined by Allison Gaskins at 6:30 with our pregame show. Kev, a lot of fun today. I'll get you another hot dog for later on, I promise.
Number 2 is coming up soon.
For Kevin Coleman, I'm Frank Granito. We'll see you next week on Nutmeg Sports, but we'll see you tonight first for the FCX Championship in baseball right here at the ballpark at Harbor Yard, only on the HAN Network.